What if the thing holding you back isn't failure, isn't lack of talent, isn't lack of money, and isn't bad luck? What if the real reason you're stuck is because you're thinking too much? Think about it. How many times have you planned something in your head? A business idea, a fitness goal, a new skill, a career move, a dream you've wanted for years. You imagined every detail, every possible outcome, every risk, every mistake, every scenario, until eventually you did nothing. Because overthinking creates an illusion of progress. Your mind feels busy, it feels productive, it feels like you're working on the problem. But in reality, you're standing still. While life keeps moving, most people don't fail because they make bad decisions. They fail because they never make a decision at all. They wait for certainty. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect moment. But certainty never comes. Confidence doesn't arrive before action. And the perfect moment doesn't exist. The truth is simple. You don't think your way into a better life. You act your way into a better life. Look at every successful person you've ever admired. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know exactly what would happen. They weren't guaranteed success. They moved anyway, because movement creates clarity. Not thinking, not worrying, not planning endlessly. Movement. Imagine you're standing in a dark room. You want to reach the door, but you can't see the entire path. Most people refuse to move. They say, I'll walk when I can see everything. But that's impossible. The only way to see more of the room is to take a step forward, then another, and another. Life works the same way. The answers you want are often hidden behind action. You discover them only after you begin. Overthinkers often believe they are protecting themselves. They think if they analyze enough, they can avoid mistakes. But mistakes aren't the enemy. Inaction is. Because every mistake teaches you something. Every setback gives you information. Every failure provides experience. But doing nothing teaches you nothing. You stay in the same place, the same doubts, the same fears, the same frustrations, month after month, year after year. Many people are trapped by a dangerous question. What if it doesn't work? They ask it constantly. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I waste my time? What if I lose money? What if I'm not good enough? But rarely do they ask the opposite question. What if it does work? What if this opportunity changes your life? What if that first step leads somewhere incredible? What if you're far more capable than you realize? What if everything you're looking for is on the other side of action? Your mind naturally focuses on danger. It's part of being human. Thousands of years ago, that helped people survive. Today, it often prevents people from living. Because your brain treats uncertainty like a threat. And when uncertainty appears, your mind starts generating endless possibilities. Most of them negative. Most of them imaginary. Most of them never happen. Yet they feel real. So real that they stop you from moving. But here's something important to remember. Fear is not a prediction. It's a feeling. Just because you're afraid something might happen doesn't mean it will. Fear often shows up whenever you're about to grow. Whenever you're about to leave your comfort zone. Whenever you're about to become more than you were yesterday. The goal isn't to eliminate fear. The goal is to move despite it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. And every meaningful achievement requires it. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You didn't study balance for 6 months before getting on. You got on. You wobbled. You fell. You learned. Imagine trying to learn swimming by sitting on the side of the pool thinking about water. You can't. At some point, you must jump in. Life rewards participation, not observation, not endless preparation. Participation. Another reason people overthink is perfectionism. They want everything to be perfect before they begin. The perfect plan, the perfect strategy, the perfect conditions, the perfect version of themselves. But perfection is a moving target. You'll never reach it. Because every time you get closer, your standards move further away. Perfectionism disguises itself as high standards. But often it's just fear wearing a smarter outfit. The fear of being judged. The fear of making mistakes. The fear of looking foolish. Yet every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once terrible. Every successful person once struggled with the basics. The difference is they started, while others waited. And waiting became a habit. If you want to stop overthinking, start shrinking the size of your decisions. Don't ask, How do I change my entire life? Ask, what's the next step? Not the next 100 steps, just the next one. Can you make one phone call? Can you send one email? Can you write one page? Can you exercise for 10 minutes? Can you take one small action today? Small actions break paralysis. Small actions create momentum. And momentum is powerful. A train sitting still requires enormous energy to start moving. But once it's moving, it becomes much easier to keep going. Your life works exactly the same way. The hardest part is often beginning. Not because the task is difficult, but because your mind has made it bigger than it really is. Action shrinks fear. Action weakens doubt. Action creates confidence. Many people think confidence comes first. It doesn't. Action comes first. Then confidence follows. You become confident because you've done something, not because you've thought about doing it. The people who move forward aren't fearless. They're simply willing to be uncomfortable for a while. They understand that discomfort is temporary, but regret can last a lifetime. Years from now, you'll probably regret the chances you didn't take more than the mistakes you made. Because mistakes can be corrected, lessons can be learned, but opportunities ignored often disappear forever. So if you're waiting for certainty, stop. If you're waiting for confidence, stop. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, stop. The moment is now, not because everything is ready, but because it never will be. You don't need all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need guarantees. You only need enough courage to take the next step, then the next, then the next. Because every great journey begins the same way. Not with certainty, not with confidence, not with perfection, but with movement. So stop asking yourself why you're stuck. Ask yourself what action you can take today. One action, one step, one decision. Because your future isn't built by what you think. It's built by what you do. And the life you want may be waiting on the other side of a single step forward.